Alright, so tonight I'm sitting around the kitchen table drinking Merlot, getting sloshed, and playing my new version of Asteroids. This should be the last version. I know it said previously there weren't going to be new versions. This one's the last one. It's the Mac Daddy, very nice, um, completely unique, and you'll see why. Uh, I've added a metered energy fuel mode. Version 9.0 added the classic asteroids. See the video on that. Basically, this gives you waves, so you can shoot all the asteroids and start a new wave with new asteroids. But what this does is it gives you an energy and a fuel gauges, and as you shoot bullets, you use up energy, and as you fly around, you use up fuel, and you have to shoot the asteroids to release refill energy and fuel pellets. And you can either shoot the pellets and get energy or fly into the pellets and load the energy. When you shoot the energy, you only get half as much as if you loaded it. And also you get more points. You'll get 250 points if you shoot it, and you'll get 500 points if you fly into it. So let's get this going, because gameplay will be self-explanatory, I think. So you start off with nothing. You've got to shoot so many asteroids, and after a while, after you shoot enough, you'll see an F pellet came out, and that's a fuel pellet, and you'll see it loaded up my fuel gauge, which is right there, right down there in the bottom right. And you can observe the energy dropping each time I shoot a missile. So I shot energy and only got 250 points and half as much fuel added to the gauge.
Fuel low, energy low. Energy critical. Energy loaded.
So if you run out of fuel, you're stranded. You have no way to propel yourself, so your only hope is to either shoot a fuel pellet or hope that one comes and collides into your ship.
Energy critical.
Now, if you run out of energy, like right there, I'm out of energy. So I have to pick up an energy pellet to get energy. Now I can shoot again. When I was out of energy, I wasn't allowed to shoot, and so I had to use my propulsion system to fly to where an energy pellet was and pick it up. The option to shoot one is not there, obviously, because you don't have the energy to fire.
Fuel added.
I'm out of energy. And when you run out of energy, it gives you a grace, it gives you a charity pellet,
Energy loaded.
but only one.
Fuel added.
So that's a new feature also. If you have to wait for the asteroids to make the clearing spot, if you have to wait very long, then it stops and says get ready, and it puts vectors on all the rocks to give you an idea of where they're headed, so that you can either shoot them or get out of the way.
Energy loaded. Fuel loaded. Energy added.
So quite a few changes. You may see little subtle things that I changed. I'm not going to mention them all, but
Energy added.
the big ones I wanted to demonstrate were the energy and fuel pellets, which, because really this makes this game very unique. Hello? Hey, I'm trying to record and you're interrupting me. What do you need?
I'm sorry, did you talk to Amy?
Couldn't get through. She didn't answer. All right, let me let you go. I want to finish this video.
Alright.
All right, love you. Bye. Sorry about that. My wife called. My daughter tested positive for COVID, and she's stuck in her apartment.
Fuel loaded.
The shield energy cannot be replenished. The fuel pellets and the energy pellets have no bearing on the shield usage. You only have so much per ship, and that is it. I considered adding a third pellet for the shields, but the shields are too critical for gameplay. If you refill it, it might make the game too easy, so I just didn't do that. But adding the fuel and the energy gauges really give this game a new dynamic. You could argue it makes it harder,
Energy loaded.
but I have found that the points you get for the pellets actually equal it out to about the same as far as
Fuel loaded.
score capability in a game. So I found no need to create new game high score tables for this mode. I feel like it's pretty much a wash. In fact, I get just as many points or more with the energy and fuel gauges enabled, because the pellets do give quite a bit of points. So, I mean, that's 500 points right there. That's quite a few. That's, half of a small saucer. Oh, of course they don't shoot at you like the saucer does. Okay, so let's change it up a little bit. This is about demonstrating the fuel pellet. So I'm going to go to the fixed perspective now, which keeps the ship in the center and everything moves with respect to the ship. And so the fuel pellets come out this way as well.
Energy loaded.
We're still in classic mode, so you have to shoot all the rocks to clear the wave.
Fuel loaded. Energy loaded. Energy loaded.
It hasn't happened yet,
Fuel low.
but if a saucer runs into a
Fuel
pellet,
loaded.
it absorbs it, it steals it. And if a saucer shoots a pellet, you don't get the energy for it. It's destroyed. And there'll be a little message saying fuel stolen or fuel destroyed, depending on the situation. Hopefully the flying saucer will do one of those to demonstrate that.
Energy critical.
Remarkably, it happens quite often, actually. I'm surprised it hadn't happened yet.
Energy loaded.
I am
Fuel
kind of,
low.
generally speaking, shooting the saucers relatively quick. So
Energy low. Fuel
limit.
stolen.
See, now that saucer
Fuel
picked up.
critical.
The saucer picked up one of the fuel pellets and stole it.
Fuel loaded. Fuel added. Fuel loaded. Energy added.
Not sure how I missed that. Little booger.
Fuel destroyed.
And the saucer destroyed one of my fuels.
Energy loaded. Fuel loaded. Fuel loaded. Energy low. Fuel energy critical. Fuel loaded. Energy loaded. Fuel loaded. Energy loaded. Fuel loaded.
So I don't always pick up the fuel, although it's not a bad policy to always pick it up because they're worth quite a bit of points. But sometimes you want to use up some of your fuel before you pick it up, or use up some of your energy before you pick up an energy. Just strategy, really, however you want to do it. Because it's a bummer. It's a bummer if you're out of fuel. Or you're out of fuel and you can't move and the saucer's coming out after you, or you're out of energy and you can't shoot, or if you're out of both and you're really screwed.
Energy low.
Very unlikely you're going to survive that scenario.
Fuel loaded.
So I'm getting a little low on energy. You can see the gauge shrinks and turns red when it gets low. When it's full, it's blue. It does a color shift from blue to red, kind of to help you visualize it better. You can see the color in your peripheral vision.
Energy destroyed. Energy low. Energy added. Energy loaded. Energy added. Energy added. Energy loaded. Fuel loaded. Energy loaded. Fuel added. Energy low. Energy loaded. Energy loaded. Energy loaded. Fuel low. Fuel critical. Energy low. Fuel loaded. Fuel loaded. Energy critical.
So I'm out of shield. Makes that beeping noise for that as well. Now I'm out of shield and energy.
Fuel destroyed.
And he just shot my fuel. So I was in real trouble there.
Fuel added. Energy added. Energy loaded.
So we're getting kind of slow here because there's a lot going on, a lot of rocks.
Energy added.
We are pushing the envelope as far as the performance of my laptop. Now, if I had a more modern laptop,
Energy added.
then I think it would. I would think it would handle it just fine. But this is a 12-year-old computer. It's a HP
Energy added.
8440 laptop. It's got an i7 processor, it's second gen. It's not a slouch by any means. It's not a slouch by any means, but oops, I thought that was a pill. Whoops.
Fuel added.
So I was just saying the processor in this isn't bad, but I mean it pales in comparison to modern day processors.
Fuel loaded. Fuel added.
Having a pretty good game.
Fuel loaded. Energy added. Energy destroyed. Fuel added.
Another thing, I'm running a program to capture the video here that's taking CPU processing away also. This actually does much better when I'm not doing that. So, if it's sluggish in the video, it's also I'm using video capturing software. That's got to be intensive in itself. But even with that, it's quite playable.
Energy loaded. Energy loaded. Energy added. Fuel added.
Ugh. I guess I should point out that each time you die and get a new ship, your gauges are refilled. I mean, that only seems fair, doesn't it? It's a new ship, they're going to fill it up at the station or at the factory. Yeah, that's quite a bit sluggish, more sluggish than without that video recording software. That's got to be taking a good percentage of the CPU away from this game.
Energy low. Fuel added. Energy added. Fuel added. Energy loaded. Energy added.
Whoops.
Energy loaded. Fuel loaded. Fuel added. Energy added. Fuel loaded. Fuel loaded. Fuel loaded. Fuel added. Fuel loaded. Energy low. Fuel loaded. Energy added. Fuel added. Fuel loaded. Fuel added. Energy loaded. Fuel added. Energy added. Fuel loaded. Energy critical. Energy loaded. Fuel loaded.
Oh well. Good game. I think that's a high score. Yep, high score. So when in this mode, it's going to put a 5 in the score to show that you were using gauges. It starts you off with 5 points. Normal games would be 0, and there are no scores with a 5 in it, so that 5 or 0 will never change. The 1 in that 1 score, this 1 indicates that it was a preset high score. All right, so that shows the new feature, but you can still play in classic mode and not have the metered energy. And so this again, and this has been demonstrated in previous version. This is like how the original game would be in black and white and just basic gameplay. No special saucer effects and no fuel gauge or energy gauge, and etc. Plus it's hyperspace, just plain Jane hyperspace. And of course, there's a chance of dying on re-entry, which I almost always do, it seems like. I guess I should actually remove that get ready thing for classic mode, because it's not like the original game, so that may be something I change. But other than that, this game is pretty much done. So you can see this is back to just normal asteroids. No spinning rocks, black and white. Nothing special about the saucers. Well, I believe that's all I wanted to show on this. I hope that, I guess I can show you the high score table. It's been updated, and the gameplay information has been updated as well. Actually, I need to set it. Let's set it back to the way it was. Color. And I want special saucer effects and shields instead of hyperspace. So now, if you look at the, this is how I usually play it. The instructions now talk about the energy and fuel pills. And then also the high score table shows the score for the energy and fuel pills. The 250, of course, is if you shoot it, and 500 if you load it by running into it. Okay, well, that's it. I hope you guys think that was interesting. I thought it was a blast to program. Thanks.